Yo, what's up, everybody? It's just 77 with a brand new The GrindHouse, which will be a small, bite-sized What Grinds My Gears. That'll be getting more content out to the channel, and I'm going to be starting it up with GrindHouse Episode 1. We're going to be talking Mixer. So this article came out today from GameIndustry.biz and also over on Microsoft website, and CNN reported it, saying that our good friend Ninja, who last year migrated over from Twitch to Mixer, they actually sort of said about what he's getting paid for this stuff, for this multi-year deal. And it's big, man. Microsoft paid some big money, about 20 to 30 million. So the quote goes like this: Mixer is paying Ninja between 20 to 30 million for the multi-year deal, according to Justin Warden, CEO of Adder, a marketing and talent management agency that works with Ninja, who said he had direct knowledge of the deal. Microsoft directed CNN Business to Ninja's agency, Loaded, when asked about the terms of the deal. The agency declined to share numbers. Now, Ninja was the big first move for Microsoft to bring over from Twitch, who he primarily streamed Fortnite, yes, apparel and all that other stuff. We know that, and brought him over to Mixer, and it was a big move. Like, it put Mixer as the, like, hey, people started talking about it, and I think that's what all that money kind of went to, is getting people to talk about Mixer. Now, also after that, Shroud went over, and I think a lot of things have been keeping in mind that the growth of Mixer really didn't occur, in the fact that the growth of Mixer really hasn't there's been a lot more streamers but a lot less viewership. Then Twitch is just dominating this thing. Even Facebook gaming is larger than this, and YouTube as well. But they had to compensate for that. They had to pay 20 to 30 million to get him to come off of Twitch to go to Mixer. Now, one of the things that they also have been noticing is that his viewership has not been as high as it was on Twitch. And is this a good move for Microsoft to pay this type of money to people to move over? Well, exclusivity matters, right? Some people make you think not. Exclusivity matters. You don't pay 20 and 30 million to say, hey, play where you want. Like I always said, the point of is, like, I think it will be more impactful for Microsoft to actually have Ninja play their games on Twitch rather than have him stream exclusively on their service and not play their games. He only did that Gears 5 once, and he had that preview of it like a day before, after they held the media in a blackout. He got to stream the whole game the day before in the campaign. He said he wanted to do that. I don't think I ever seen him play Gears since. He's been playing Fortnite, and he played some. That's about it. Like, I haven't seen him streaming Gears ever since he did that day before the release to do that. So it's just interesting just to see, how much they've been paying, and how much they believe in services. They're really behind Mixer, and you know what? I never said it was a bad move, in the fact that for Microsoft to make these moves to make Mixer more, like, competitive, and get some of these big streamers over and get some traffic flow, and it did spark up more people to stream on Mixer. So I think it had some effect. But damn, that's a lot of money, man, and it's a multi-year deal. But finally, they said it was up there, but nobody ever really had basically a focus, like, an area where they thought this, and it's 20, 30 million. It's like, whew, it's a lot. But then the thing is that a few, about a month ago, and it was, he wrote that tweet: partnering with Microsoft to bring you the first ever Gears of War 5 campaign playthrough of 5 Central. That was the last time he played Gears, September 3rd, right before it came out. But then on top of that, Jez Corden and the people over at Windows Central wrote an article, and they were kind of finding people to get some feedback on Mixer. And one of the titles was that Mixer's fate and this was written on January 25th, is looking a lot like Windows Phone at the moment. And as you know, like Windows Phone demise was a travesty. It was bad. It was Microsoft being lazy. They promised so much stuff. They couldn't get the developers, and they just couldn't get the mind share, and it just abandoned it, and it was done. They threw money at it. They paid developers. They said, we will make the games for you. We'll put the apps for you just to get this app market up. But it's because they remained complacent for all those years. And Windows Phone just couldn't catch any kind of clout and mind share from developers and app makers. So now, what they're saying here is that a lot of the people in the people who went just to Mixer, there's complaints. Like, there's things like, I think Mixer is a pretty, popular, like, it's a good platform, I think. But, Twitch just has so many more features and things like that that experienced streamers want to use. And I haven't seen it in my group. Shout out to the guys at UPP. We started streaming on Mixer. Then everybody's like, it's not really taking off. And, let's go back to Twitch. Twitch is where the viewership is. And everybody's been kind of, it's got tried to jump on that Mixer bandwagon with Cloud and with Shroud and that. But it's just not picking up. And, if Microsoft just keeps throwing money at it, keeps buying streamers and all this other stuff, is it really worth it? Is it getting them to compete with Twitch and do that stuff? Like they originally started with a whole bunch of original content and try to do homegrown type stuff. But after E3 of last year, they just nixed that. They got rid of all those people. No more original content and, original, like trying to almost like make it like a YouTube or a social media platform. Didn't work. Got rid of all those original content creators, those OG like content users. And now they just said, hey, let's just get the big guys from Twitch and bring them over. I think we said this a whole bunch of times before. It's like getting, your top star from a sports team and just putting them on a kind of mediocre team and thinking like, oh, that mediocre team now is going to be competitive. You got to build around them. And, maybe that's where they are still building. It went over in end of like summer of last year. We'll see what it is. But, the fact that they gave 20, 30 million has been pretty crazy. And, they're putting the money where it matters. It's in the services. And that's their future. That's what they want. And, we'll see where it goes from that. But, just 20 to 30 million for a multi-year deal. So, anyway, just wanted to report on the news and just tell you what's going down. And maybe they'll be buying some more top players from Twitch and bringing them over. But that's a lot of money to be swinging around there. And I know some people will be like, well, they could have bought games and studios and all this other stuff for the money they did. Hey, they got a lot of money, all right? And if they wanted their service to be spoken about and throw out that money to buy mix, the thing is that you can't. It's tough because they are so far behind in this aspect. Twitch is just dominating. This reminds me so much of Windows Phone, where Apple and Android just dominated the space, and they're trying to play catch up, and you're not going to get that mind share back. You got to fight tooth and nail. Like, you got to have your services match up equivalent to Twitch in addition. And it would have been great if they could just homegrown it and have a typical migration over. Like, people start exploring it. But it wasn't happening. And not as fast as they probably wanted it. So they had to jumpstart it. And, these kind of purchases of these streamers is a way to do that. What I'm going to just say, besides that Gears 5 thing, I've been really surprised in how Microsoft really hasn't made Shroud and Ninja kind of play certain games like Game Pass advertisements and stuff like that. So, they could have been real like sleazy and be like, well, hey, we got these new games coming out on Game Pass. Ninja, I want you to stream these games and, talk about Game Pass. They haven't done that. Which, I could commend them for that. Like, hey, you know what? They didn't look too sleazy with this whole thing. But that Gears thing was a little sleazy. But that was only that one thing. And I'm sure he's going to promote Halo when that comes out. But yeah, Microsoft really let them just play what they want. Like Shroud's playing that Escape from Tarkov, and Ninja's playing Fortnite. Like they really haven't had to play Microsoft games or anything like that. Like I want you to stream the excuse me, you gotta stream the beta to Bleeding Edge Ninja, and it's like, oh man, he'll probably lose viewership. But that's the other thing that's been there. Their viewership numbers have been low. They haven't gotten that many people come over from Twitch. They definitely, I think they're saying like Shroud was getting like 30,000 viewers and stuff, and now he gets 8 and 7. So like, yeah, their viewership has dropped. So obviously they're getting compensated elsewhere. But yeah, it's one of the things too. One of the last things I wanted to leave you in the first episode of the GrindHouse is that the thing is that Twitch and even Mixer, they're ecosystems, right? When you sign up for Twitch, it's Amazon's tied into. When you sign up for Mixer, you're tied into your Microsoft account. And the thing is I was thinking about it, like, Twitch gets you with Amazon Prime where you could subscribe for free, and you buy those I don't even know what the hell they call them on Twitch. Those the dots or bits. You buy those bits, and you have a whole thing of sort of like Chuck E. Cheese money, of like, hey, I got 1,000 bits in Twitch to give to my streamers, to donate to them. And it's clever because it's not just cash money. It's not like super chats. It's not money. It's basically they convert them into bits, just like Chuck E. Cheese money or Mickey Mouse dollars. So when you're over on Amazon, you got all this bit currency that does not transfer over to Embers or Sparks or whatever the hell they give over in Mixer. So it's like taking your Chuck E. Cheese money and going to McDonald's and thinking that you're going to be able to buy something with it. No. So once you're invested, that's why once you have your account set up in Twitch, it's really hard for you to be like, well, I'm going to go to Mixer now and buy a whole bunch of other Embers and stuff like that to donate to them. Now, like, what happens to your bits? You don't put your bits to him. So they're ecosystems in themselves. So migrating viewers, it's not just clicking on it and viewing. It's the donations, the contributions. And I think another thing that Mixer did, which was cool for new streamers, was that anybody now could get partnered, or anybody could now get money. You don't need to have a certain amount of subscribers and viewers and time in order to get donations. Mixer made it where, hey, anybody get donations. And that was pretty cool. I thought that was going to cause a huge influx of streamers. The problem is that there's more people streaming than people watching. I think that's one of the things that came out at the end of last year was the comparison of like there's more people streaming on Mixer, but not as many people as watching of it. The viewership is not there, and I think that was a thing that people just didn't see growth with their channel. And I think that's where some of the complaints are coming from, where they want these features, they want these other things that they're complaining about that Twitch has and the Mixer has. But Mixer has some cool things like that. Co-streaming, I think, is awesome. It has really cool things in it. It's just that the history with Microsoft is like they try to throw money at certain things to try to say me too and try to get involved. And when the money just doesn't work, and they try to use the money to jumpstart it. Throw money at everything. Buy devs. Buy Nokia. Buy streamers. Buy. Throw money at it. And when the money getting thrown at it doesn't really yield the results of the money that's put in, they scrap it. It's been the history of what they've done. They have all this money. They think they could just throw money at a problem, and just by having more money and buying stuff and buying people and buying things, that it's just gonna fix them or make them legitimate. And that's the thing. You bring this all around to Xbox. It's like Xbox really started a lot, really like homegrown, and grew. They threw money at stuff, but it grew. Like it was kind of like a natural thing, which has been very unusual of Microsoft for something just to naturally grow within them. They always just throw money, like that phone thing. Just buy Nokia. Buy them. They make great phones. They'll make our phones, and they did make great phones. Buy streamers. Get them over here. Now, we'll see how long they're going to wait out for it. But we'll see. But I want to thank you guys again coming out. Check out the video, like, subscribe, hit the notifications. You'll get a What Grinds My Gears coming soon. And I hope you like the GrindHouse, a little snippets of some topics that are going on. I'll probably have another one tomorrow about Sony. And, tune in next time. But I want to thank everybody. Talk to you guys soon. Grinders, I'm out.